Alright, what's up, guys? Let's see if the stream is working on both X and YouTube. I'll see it on X. On both X and YouTube. There we go. Alright. Live stream is working on X. Let's go check YouTube. See it on X. Alright, there we go. Looks like the stream is working on both platforms tonight. Fantastic. Just sent the link out in the Discord as well that we are live. Hope everybody had a great long weekend and a great 4th of July. Definitely was a very, very short week with the half day on Thursday and then market being completely closed on Friday. And then this weekend, so normal week ahead, 5 solid full days of trading. Now the only thing is what is on the economic calendar for this week. Let's see what we got going on. Monday, nothing scheduled. We have, oh, look at that. A day with nothing scheduled. That's fantastic. Just waiting for random headlines from Trump to come out, maybe. But nothing on the economic calendar. No Fed speakers. Tuesday, I mean, you got 2 things of data, but nothing significant. The only thing they're in active market open hours is going to be consumer credit at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's it. Wednesday, wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. and then FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. Just the minutes for FOMC. So usually a nothing burger, but we'll see. Thursday, initial jobless claims at 8:30, and then Friday, monthly U.S. federal budget at 2 p.m. So actually a relatively quiet week, which is great. That's going to be fantastic. And that's all that I see. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I already see a few people already joining in here. Got about 500 people in here on the stream. Appreciate you guys. For the ones that are on X right now, if you could please like and repost the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. The live stream is recorded as always and will be saved to my YouTube channel and then also here on X as well to my timeline. So people that cannot attend this session live, they can watch it later on, watch the recording. So the more people that like and repost it on X gets the algorithm going and they can be able to find that easier later on. Let me pull up TradingView. See what we got going. See what we got going on. SPY had a fun last session. I was about to say fun Friday, but market was closed Friday. Had a fun little half day on Thursday. Looks like just a complete run up the entire time. If you weren't long, like after the first 5-minute candle, I mean, you just kind of hung out for the whole day as it trended up. SPY didn't touch the 21 EMA on the 5-minute chart until like almost right before market closed. That's insane. Let's go over here, turn all this bullshit off real quick, see what we have. I mean, just a straight run up here on the freaking daily. Let me put it on the clean chart. So obviously above previous all-time highs, right? So that area, the previous all-time highs, it's actually going to line up with where the daily moving averages are at. The 9 and 21. The 21's at 606, and the 9 EMA on the daily is at 614.77, so around 615. So, and it is a little overextended here, I would say. The RSI is actually at 74.42 right now on the daily. So, in a little bit of an overextension here on the daily. Look at the weekly candles, absolutely insane, right? So, very extended from the weekly 9 and 21 as well. So, I mean, I would like to see a pullback on SPY closer to 600. I think that'd be fantastic, but testing this area of previous all-time high is going to be between that 613, 611 area. I would love to see a pullback there, a little SR flip, and look for some, intraday longs when that zone gets tested. But other than that, I mean, that's about it. I mean, it's only here up. We are in unknown territory as of right now. So, I mean, you can run fib levels to the upside to, see some areas. I'm not a huge fib level person, but it can be a great tool. But, we are in unknown territory right now on SPY. So, as of right now, I just take it day by day. But, SPY is obviously just in a clear uptrend, and I would love to see a pullback. You got an area right here of those highs. There's an SR flip area around there around 619. Underneath 619, would love to see a move back to the 613 area. Let me go check Qs. So Qs is around 540. Right there. So I'd like to see an SR flip over this zone. So would like to see a back test, potential area to go long here on QQQ, which is going to line up very similar to how SPY's 9 and 21 was at. The 9 was just above it, the 21 was near the bottom of it, so it's going to line up right there in the middle. QQQ's 9 on the daily is at 546, and the 21 is at 537. So you got a small gap to fill underneath 536.27 up to 532.17. So there's a small gap to fill if it does lose this area right here underneath 540. Potentially play the move back down to the daily 21. If it breaks the 21 on the daily, then look for this gap fill right here. But other than that, that's the only potentials for downside. But would love to see a pullback to retest the daily 9 and daily 21, potentially work its way back down to the 540 psych level. And again, whenever that happens, just be looking for intraday long setups on those retests. So IWM is the more fun one. SPY and Q are just kind of pushing higher into unknown territory. It's not so much the case for IWM here. So if you attended the Friday session, here on the live stream that I did on X and YouTube, we kind of already talked about kind of what this kind of chart says right here on IWM. This was just the most simplest thing any trader can ever learn, right? Just resistance being your supply zone and your support below, and being your demand zone, and watching these areas for SR flips that happen to give big reactions, right? That's what we're looking for, is big reaction areas when they're tested from either the upside or from the underside. And then when one of the sides win, either the bulls or the bears, and they break that zone that they're currently in, you look for it to retest, do the SR flip, and then continue the break. So, and you just do that over and over again, right? That's what makes a market, is this moving price action. So IWM, different story. So let me get this off of here, because obviously IWM is not in unknown territory. IWM has some ways to go to the upside. I'm just going to leave that on there for right now. All right, so IWM's all-time highs, you got a double top almost all-time high at like 245. We'll round up. All right, so I mean it's got over $20 of upside, you know, potential before it gets back up to that area previous all-time highs. You got a little bit of resistance, you know, along the way. You got this area right here. On the daily, it's going to be the previous highs from January of this year. And you'll see this is an area. Again, this is the daily chart on IWM, and I just showed that quick example on that 5-minute chart from previous few days of price action, but big reaction, green candle to the upside right here, right? You get a big reaction downside. This is the bears giving the bulls the middle finger. They overtake the zone. When they retest it, like I said, now you play the direction of the break and then go right here. That is the SR flip. So it would just be retesting that area once it enters in up here. It's going to be closer to the 230 psych level. So would like to see a little bit continuation. You're going to have a little trouble, it seems like, right here, which is at around 225. So would like to see some continuation on IWM here to the upside. It's currently at 223. We'd love to see it to get a move to 225. And then once it gets that move to 225 up to 230. Once it gets to 230, I think risk to reward is a great spot to go short or be a great target for potential longs at the same time. So I'm going to look for that continuation here on IWM. Very, very strong 4-hour chart, just hitting these levels, coming lower, breaking it, retesting it, breaking it. It just hit up here. I would love for it to pull back down to 220. If it pulls back down to 220, I would absolutely love to get long here and then take it upside, right? So that is going to be my potential back test call entry. Back test level around right here, and then would love to see a move all the way up to here, and then potentially look to flip short once it gets up to that spot right there. So let me get this screenshot. Casey enjoying the great outdoors. Yes, I am. I need to turn this fire pit on because it's getting pretty dark. Let me post this in the charts channel in the Discord with all the other ones that we're about to go over. I'm turning my fireplace on. We need some light. There we go. Is that so much better? There we go. We get the fire going. Set the mood for the stream. Everyone's happy. But yes, sir, enjoying the great outdoors. Got hit with some crazy freaking rain here earlier, so we got something tropical depression coming in into North Carolina. So Papa Casey, what's up? Can't wait for this week and a great time in the premium chat this week. You know it. Liv, what's up? My YouTube manager, 1.64K subs. Very nice. So if you guys are not like and subscribed to the Casey Trades YouTube channel, please do. Would greatly appreciate it. It's free to do it. And I cannot wait to get into my next house with my full office setup and have 4 monitors in front of me and be able to do a lot more social media content, a lot more educational videos for the YouTube channel specifically. So that'll be fun. I'm going to quickly cover these 3 names because I've already talked about them if you tuned into the Friday live stream, and I'm already in these trades. I closed one of them. I took profits on both of the other two. So earlier this week, I sent 3 charts on airlines. I sent American Airlines AAL, I sent Delta Airlines DAL, and I sent United Airlines UAL. Right, so I did all 3. So basically, what I saw was a daily green hammer candle right here on Wednesday, and it was just back testing the daily 21. So when I first saw that, and then I zoomed out, I saw a potential cup and handle, which is a bullish chart pattern setup. At the same time, I saw a Morningstar reversal here on the weekly, and the current weekly candle that it was having was green, pushing towards the top of this cup and handle, looking for a potential breakout on this weekly chart. Again, this is United Airlines. So I took calls after I sent all 3 charts before I even entered into this position within the Premium Discord. So took the calls Wednesday after I sent those charts, and then swung them into Thursday. So now go to UAL on last session. All right, so look at Thursday going into Friday. So this was Thursday here. This is Friday here. So it tested it right up here, got a rejection, kind of came back down, and then it based right around $80 psych level. Right, and I took the longs. It got the breakout above that level, and then kind of where the trend line was coming through for that cup and handle, it got a break above it in pre-market, and then got a huge ripper right at the open, and just kept pushing higher and higher and higher. So the UAL calls that I had got into and I entered into, they were going 40% that morning. Go to DAL, which is Delta. Go to the weekly, and what do you know? Cup and handle weekly, Morningstar reversal, top of the handle. Go to the daily. What do you have? A green daily hammer candle back testing the daily EMAs. So I did the exact same thing. All right, with UAL, swung calls. Again, American Airlines. Double bottomed down here. Morningstar reverse. Sorry, I'm on the. There we go. Right here. Back tested this area, this double bottom. Cup and handle, and then what do you know? 3 for 3. That is a Morningstar reversal on the weekly. No daily green hammer candle, just a daily nice green candle right at the trend line resistance area after it just got a nice move the day prior off the daily moving averages. So I took American Airline calls. I took $12 calls. They got almost in the money. It went to $11.93. So American Airline premiums, my fire went out. Oh no. The American Airline premiums compared to UAL, they're never the best. United Airlines and Delta, I think, move better. So unfortunately, I got stopped out on the rest of those. So both of them, the UAL and DAL, they both went 40 to 45%. American Airlines, I think, only went to like 15 or 16%, honestly. And then I put a stop at break even when I took a trim on all 3. And then American Airlines was the only one that hit. Let me pull up my broker. And after trimming the UALs and DALs, United Airlines is up 20% on the rest of those, and the Deltas are up 23%. So still currently in those, and I would like to look for some continuation on those. If I get stopped out, I will look to re-enter, but I'm looking for a move on United up to $90 to $92 calls, and the calls that I currently have are at $90 calls on UAL for July 18. So I'm looking for those to get in the money. And then for Delta, I have $52 calls. And I'm looking for a little bit bigger move there. I mean, I would love to go to 52. The previous high right here is 53.50. So by the time it hits that high right up there, I'll already be in the money. And if it can break above, 53.50, get a move back up closer to $55 to $57. So I'm currently in the $52 calls for July 18 for a swing on DAL. Ticker LYFT. Lift. Alright. So very interesting here on Lift. Look at this chart. I find this chart very, very interesting. I'll send this chart out later on. I already have the screenshot posted into the Discord from earlier. But look at this chart on Lift. So this is the weekly chart. And every single time it breaks underneath $10, this stock has went to 19. It happened the last time, it happened the time before that. So now I'm thinking maybe third time's the charm. So maybe for the third time, it goes up to 19. And maybe this is the time it doesn't reject 19. It can actually break above it. Regardless, I mean, it's looking pretty nice here. So on the weekly, during this time, it got a big reaction initially off of it, just like the previous two times. And now it's in an area of consolidation that it just broke out of. So it has a potential bull flag here on the weekly, and it finally got a break and close above that. It's around 15.4. So right here. So would love to see, break up here, give the bag test, and go long. So looking to buy the dip on Lift here would be on this back test around 15.4, and then target would be $19 to 20. Let me get a screenshot of this one real quick. And also put that one over here. So Lift definitely on watch this week right now. Let me go check the options chain for August 15 calls. So I like the August $18 to $19 calls. 20s aren't bad. They're just a little bit far out of the money, so I'd rather stay closer with the 18 and 19s. They're cheap options. The 18s are around $90, and the $19 calls for August 15 are around $65. So both cheap. I think they both do have potential to go in the money. So might need a little bit more time than August, but those would just be the start that I would look for Lift. Potentially look to go out maybe to October, and then look at some January 2026 calls. So I'll see what happens this week. But regardless, on the larger time frame here on the weekly setup, again, the last two times Lift has came down into this area on the weekly chart, it has ran up to $19. So just kind of history maybe repeats itself, price action repeats itself, going from one spot to the other. So really, really like this name right now. Let me check. There was one more I wanted to cover. Oh yeah, Google. Well, there's actually quite a few. I wanted to cover Amazon. I'm not going to. Shop, but I'm not going to. And CRM. CRM's a good one too. I'm not going to cover that one. But if you're in the Discord, you already have those charts already sent in there from earlier. But last one I'm just going to cover is Google. And the only reason I'm covering Google out of all the tech names that are out there right now, I did send my thesis for Amazon though a little bit though, just posted some flow in my chart on it in a position that I'm currently in, the 250 calls for August. But so this is the weekly chart for Google. So it is back testing a big spot right here, just above 180 going to 185. So midpoint area, you know, around 183. So big resistance, big green candle. What I say happens, that is the bulls giving the bears the middle finger and overtaking the zone. They retest it, they send it higher. It comes straight back down to the zone, consolidates, and then a big red flush comes through here. That is the bears. Now overtaking the zone from the bulls, giving them the middle finger. So this right here on the weekly, this is a very bearish sign at the start of this. So this is a hangman, which would be something that you don't want to see if you're trying to go long. This is something that you want to see at an area of resistance to potentially go short. So I potentially am going to look to short Google just for a back test down here to 172.53, and then look for a retest of these weekly 921 around this area to go long. But what I really like is this. So this is the squeeze indicator for Google. So if you look at the last time this setup happened on Google, it was right here back in November of 2024. Got into another weekly squeeze starting right here. And it was moving to the upside. The weekly squeeze right now, after last week, it's in a high compression squeeze, also moving to the upside. So again, just looking for charts to repeat themselves, same setups. The last time this happened, Google bounced off this area around 165, and it got a big green candle after that, and then squeezed and went even higher. Just got another big green candle right off of it, and is now in a squeeze. So looking for, again, to repeat itself. Last time it went back to 200. So potentially would like to see Google go back to 200 again. So if it can break above 183 to 185, I really do like a Google long term. I think I still own some shares of, let me pull up my IRA real quick. Not like Google, but I own GGLL. It is the daily Google Bull 2X shares. It's currently sitting about 35 bucks. So I do own that. I do not own Google itself, but I do own GGLL. But I really do like calls for a little bit of a good swing, potentially for starting off maybe looking at August for some weekly kind of trades in and out, either the same day or within a few days, give it time. But for October and January 2026, for this weekly squeeze setting up on Google, this is probably going to be, out of all the tech names, out of everything for, like Mag 7, looking at Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and then even Tesla, Nvidia, those names, Google's probably going to be on my top watch above all those for the time being while it is in this weekly squeeze. So I think it does have the potential to fire this squeeze again on the weekly. It obviously doesn't set up and happen too often, so looking for a move to 200 again here on Google. I'm going to get this chart sent as well in the Discord. You guys already saw these other charts earlier, but just with a little bit more of these new drawings that are on here. So why is gold going down with MES futures? I got no idea. I haven't even looked at the market tonight. I have no idea what's going on. Congrats on your new home. What a blessing. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot wait to move in. Might have to take a few days off from trading to get things done, but be sometime in August. So very excited to go ahead and move into the new house. So, I mean, that's about it. Again, SPY and QQQ, I mean, we're at new all-time highs, just looking for discontinuation, holding the daily moving averages, or if it does break those, come back down and retest those areas of support. IWM, completely different story. I really do like the small caps right now. A lot of these setups on the larger time frames, I think it's maybe their time to start getting some moves. I've recently been trading a few of them. Just looking at names like Pepsi, I think was a great one that we recently had. So I think some of those names that were very, very weak during this time when tech was moving higher, and then SPY and Qs are making new all-time highs, these names were not moving. So just potential rotation in the market, and then taking advantage of where that money is rotating to. If it's rotating out of some of these larger names moving into the small caps, then I want to go, take advantage and capitalize over there. So that's kind of been my main focus for the last week or so. But still going to keep names like here, like Google, on watch for this weekly squeeze here. So SPY, QQQ, IWM, all three airlines, again, UAL, DAL, and AAL, and then Google here as well. You probably saw it on my chart right when I first started the stream, but I had just found it recently because somebody said something about the daily chart with a Morningstar. But you go to CoreWeave, CRWV, it actually just got a retest off the daily 21, which lined up with back testing this trend line that it actually did an SR flip on. Right here. Back tested it right here, got a nice bounce off of it, moved back up here, just pulled back down. When it hit the 21, it bounced off it and retested this trend line and put in a really huge daily green candle. And you add those previous two and you get a Morningstar reversal, which is a very bullish sign. So you have resistance right here where it had double topped off around 166. So if it can get a break back above 166, give a little bit of a retest, and then get the move to go higher, going to look for calls holding above this area right here. So a little extra freebie. Let me add that into the Discord as well. I don't think did I send CoreWeave earlier? I don't think I did. No, just the CRM. Let me add the premium members and everybody in here. There you go. And then I also put those other updated charts in there for you guys as well. Someone said that Tesla was having a pretty rough night. Tesla is down 6%. It dropped down to 290. Is that 296 right here? Very, very rough night. SPY and Qs are down. Oh, SPY just put in a 5-minute Morningstar reversal after hours. So futures is probably getting a nice little pop off those lows. It's like Delta and UAL overnights are up. I don't really watch overnights. I don't really think they matter that much. DJT ready to go potentially. What's the buy-in target for Google. I mean, what I'm mainly looking for is that break in base above 183 and then up to 190 and then 200. I mean, that's about it. So if it starts to break above the 183, 185 area, again, I think get the move to 190 and then 120. That would be my target upside for that one. So that's it for me, guys. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out tonight. Getting tagged by Wolf and a bunch of stuff. Looks like he's making the schedule for this week. So I'll be on Spaces when I can this week as well. But I will be live trading in the Premium Discord all week here, Monday through Thursday. So if you guys want to come hang out with myself, our lovely Premium Discord team, the rest of our analysts, futures traders, day trade, swing trade, futures trading, everything that we do just about everything in there. You go over to the WAP store, get a free trial, and come hang out for the week. I'm still doing the small account challenge as well. Took the 1,000 to 2,000, and now I'm going to double that one, going from 2,000 to 4,000 by only trading SPY, QQQ, and IWM. So just started that. I'm going to be working on that account as well. So you can still use code JULY and get 40% off everything in the store. That code does not expire until the end of this week. So I'm going to leave that going until Friday. And that's about it for the charts for tonight. I recently dabbled into options flow, and I found this great company called Bullflow. If you're on X right now, let me pull it up. Pull it up on my phone. If you're on X right now, go to your search and type in Bullflow, and you'll see bullflow.io pop up. They have 7,500 followers right now. I just recently found out about this options flow company and was looking through all their features that they have in their dashboard, and I was like, their layout is like really, really clean. So I got in touch with them, learned more about them, and then just learned more about Bullflow, and then just sat through it for a few hours and just really liking a lot of the stuff that I see over here. So if you guys are looking for a solid options flow service, I would absolutely check out Bullflow. Again, just go on X and type in Bullflow and you'll see them on there. Again, they're also verified, so that helps find them. They're pretty easy. And if you want to try out Bullflow, you can get your first month off 20% if you use code Casey. So I spoke with them about that. So if you guys want to try it out, I'm going to get the link posted right now. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to get the link posted and put in the chat. You can use my link. It'll take you to Bullflow, their website. But you can use code Casey right now and get 20% off the monthly. Their monthly is like $29.99. Dude, their platform is freaking awesome. I really love the layout of Bullflow. If you go to, again, just go to their X profile, go look at their recent photos on here. Oh, they just retweeted me a little bit ago. So look, I posted this tweet and about this unusual flow that's on Amazon for these 240 calls. What's kind of cool is that if you look in the top right corner of that screenshot, you'll see like all the different things you can click on. You can click on like whales, which show like multi-million-dollar orders. You can click on repeat flow, which I really, really like. You can click on the large size. You can click on grenade. You can click on above ask, and then you can click on urgent and unusual. So you'll see right there the unusual flow on the 240 calls for Amazon. And then what I like is that when that flow comes in, when you're watching it, live during market hours, there's a thing on there that says peak return, and that will show you ever since that flow came in, it will tell you how much that options contract has moved. Is it positive or negative? So you'll see that some of them will be like, it's plus like 8% or whatever, and then you can click on that contract. You can like add it to like your like alerts on there, and kind of build like a little watch list or whatever, just of these specific contracts that are getting the unusual flow, and just build a little alert sheet and be able to just go in there and find it easy and just watch it, you know, every day, see if it keeps on getting hit over and over again. But it's kind of cool to see like the peak return of it ever since that flow came in, like how much have those options chain contracts moved. I thought that was a really cool feature. So that's just one of the things that I just found out that I really, really like about them. If you're in the premium Discord right now, if you go down to the bottom, I tagged everybody a little bit ago, but there's a channel in my Discord that says Bullflow sign up. The link is right there, and then like I said, you can use code Casey at checkout to get the 20% off. I'm going to send that right now in the chat. Boom, 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 boom. Copy. X. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. There we go. We got 1,500 people on the live stream. Appreciate you guys. Had to kind of rush through it tonight and working fast, so I appreciate you guys. Code Casey to get 20% off your first month. Alright, so I just put it in the chat. I'm going to make a tweet here about that as well. Someone else said DJT. We'll see. The big bill is in action. Hey, quick freebie as well. I'm going to send this out some point in time this week. Ticker EOSE. Check this bad boy out. So this thing is looking primed right here above the monthly moving averages, sitting down here near the low. It's not even the best thing. Go to a 12-month chart. You get a freaking Morningstar reversal off the low on this thing. Absolutely gorgeous. If you guys know me, you know the two things that I look for in life every single day when I'm trading are morning stars and evening stars. I'll just sit behind my laptop every single day and only trade morning stars and evening stars and just have a great freaking time. They are my absolute favorite setups to find. I just found 3 of them on the live stream here, and traded all 3 of them, and went 3 out of 3 on all those airlines. It all started with seeing that Morningstar reversal. I took Pepsi calls off the low on the weekly and the daily chart. Why? Because there was a Morningstar reversal. Here's another one. So this is ticker EOSE. So it does have a Morningstar here on the yearly chart, and what is kind of cool is not too long ago I just took a screenshot of some flow that I found on Bullflow on this name. And ooh, I actually have Bullflow. They have an app on your phone, which is fantastic. And when you're on the app, you can type in the flow, and look, it pulls it up here for you. You can get alerts. So on this name right now, what I found, there were some 7.5 calls on this name for January 2027. So these previous highs up here are around $7. So there were some sweeps that came in, 7.5 calls for January 2027. They actually came in above the ask both times. So those came in recently, I believe on Friday. They were at just before 10 a.m. So seeing some 7.5 calls come in above the ask with time, January 2027, and it has a yearly Morningstar reversal, which is my top favorite bullish setup near a low, to get a really nice move back to the upside. So I really, really like this name here. This is going to be a name on watch for quite some time. So just another one. Wanted to throw that out there. KC and the Morningstars band. Oh, look right there. All right, look right there in the chat right there. There's the link, and you can use the code. I'm gonna make a tweet right now, in just a minute, about Bullflow. Absolutely love their platform. It's super clean. It's super user friendly, which was just something that I struggled with a lot of other options flow companies that I was using before. Just got a little bit too, honestly, just complex, and just had some issues with it. So far so good with Bullflow. Absolutely love the way the platform looks. Has anyone charted Tesla? I have not. I just know it's down 6% after hours right now. So we'll see what Daddy Elon and Daddy Trump argue about this week on Twitter, and if it affects anything. So, but that's it for me, guys. SPY, QQ, IWM, all three airlines, United, Delta, American, Google for the weekly squeeze, CoreWeave for the weekly Morningstar reversal, and then EOSE here for this Morningstar on the yearly chart. That's all that I have and wanted to cover tonight. I appreciate everyone in here on the live stream. Again, if you're on X, if you could like and repost the stream, it is recorded. That way people can find it later on since they could not attend it live. So that's it. All right, Premium Discord team, I'll see you guys in the morning on the live stream. Everyone else, I hope you have a